Hello everybody, I am Fuzzy Face. Welcome back to another edition of this Motorsport Manager 3, the mobile version of the game. We do have the Bahrain Grand Prix coming out. Our car is second on the grid at the moment. I think we're actually going to go in here and actually build a new part. We're actually still building a front wing. I forgot we actually started the build on that at the end of the last episode. The staff at the moment is 5th overall. We do have the famous staff of Stephen Edwards, Tarcisio Capioli as well, and Eric Sundgren is 2 stars. Do we have anyone here that is any better? No, we don't, so we'll just go back to the home screen. So we've got all the buildings done, we've got sponsors filmed, a supplier network. We can't actually do anything else on that at the moment. The headquarters, maybe we should get working on the headquarters here. So what can we build? We're actually still working on the hospitality tent. Should we actually go for something that can improve the car just yet, or are we better waiting for next season to see what we need to do for next season if we move up a tier? Because I think we're pretty far ahead and we should be getting promoted this season, so we're just going to hold off there. So we'll click continue and get this front wing built as we head into the non-race weekend section. And there we go, we've got the part build completed. So we've got this nice shiny new front wing, a 152, 13 better than expected. The reliability 10% better than expected. So it's pretty good. So we're just going to swap these parts out. So Maya Latinen gets that 110 front wing, and then we'll put this nice shiny new front wing into Michael Barris's car, and we'll assign that part. So hopefully that now should give us the best car overall as well. As in regards to the championship, it is, we're first on the grid. If we go here, we can actually buy parts as well. Is there anything worth buying at the moment? It doesn't actually look like there's anything worth buying. We can get a legendary suspension mod for $735,000, a reliability plus 28% plus 21 on the performance. A front wing mod for $600,000 would put the reliability up as well. So should we spend some money on that, £600,000, and we shouldn't have to work on upgrading the car again this season. If we put that in, we would have the reliability where we wanted it at as well. Is that worth the money? A 15%, a 15 increase. Should we try it and just see what it does? See whether it goes onto both parts in the car. We might as well try these things out whilst we're in this series. And we can only put it into one car. I thought we were going to get that upgrade on both cars, but we're going to put it there. Onto Michael Barris's, he gets a 1678, 1% reliability for that. Assign that part. So at least we know what that does going forward. Now we know it doesn't go onto both cars. So we get expert, we level up. Android, whatever you call it, the play game thing. But anyway, let's continue here. We're going to head into the race weekend. Bahrain Grand Prix coming up. So we're going to go. I'm expecting us to finish second or above here, so we might as well go with the Transantarctic sponsor. Hopefully we can bring in £1.1 million or dollars even if we hit that sponsorship target. But here we go with the Bahrain Grand Prix. Hopefully we can get a pretty decent setup with the little card game here, and nothing really to write home about there with the emails that are coming through. So let's just speed this up quickly. We send out Latin in first. 7 out of 7. This is the reason we might need better race mechanics next time, just so we can give Latinen a better chance at a little bit of a better setup. We're going to have to go with this one to start with. It is a 4. We've only got 3 points left, 3 little spanners left. It's not even worth the risk on either of these, so we're going to have to send Maya out as it is there. No rain coming in qualifying, it looks like, so let's get Barris out here. He's got 12 that he can use. We'll use this one first. Only uses 1 point. To get a 13%, we'll do the same again. This one can use up to 10, but it's not going to make us bust. Only 2 for that as well. Gives us a 29% boost. We'll use this one again. Only a 5 this time, which gets us up to 41%. I think that car setup bonus of the 26% is too risky to go for. This one uses 0 to 4, which means we're not going to go over, and we will fill the last card in there. Pretty decent setup there for the first one from Michael Barris. So we'll get him out on track and see where we can get. Latinen has started her first flying lap. We'll see where we're at. Barras is now on. He sets the quickest. First sector goes purple. I'm guessing he'll go quickest in the second as well. Super quick. I think he's the best driver. He's now got the best overall car as well, so he should be a long way in front. As we see, he's so far in front of Melohi and Sharma, Fellner, Kozowski. Almost, well, we're half a second up on most of those. Latinen is down in 7th place, so hopefully we're going to get her out again. Are we going to be able to do another stint after this one as well, though? So I think we're going to keep it. Should we go risky and try to get this 20? No, we won't go risky. We'll use this one. Takes 4 off. I don't think we're going to be able to get another one done. Oh, we do. Plus 2% though. It's not a massive improvement. This one 1 to 4. Is that one worth it? No, it's not even worth it. We'll just send Latinen out like that. And we'll get Michael Barras out as well. Excellent. So 2 to 17. Is this one worth it? Should we risk it? A 5, and that's a massive improvement there. Absolutely brilliant. 71%. He's made a massive improvement, and this one, it's not worth it to lose what we've just done there, so we'll just take it easy on this one. A 1 there. Hopefully we've got another one. I think that's too risky as well, so we're just going to send Barras out as it is and see what sort of lap times we can get now as we come across the start finish line to get these last qualifying laps underway. Latinen's going quicker. Michael Barras is going even quicker than his first lap now, which is to be expected. And Latinen moves up into 3rd place. Barras loses time in the 2nd and 3rd sectors there. Actually goes a little bit slower maybe than his last lap. He was definitely slower. I don't know how much slower he was. It looks like we're going to get another 3rd lap done here, so we've got a little bit of improvement we can make with Latinen. And takes 3 off that one improvement, and this one uses 1 to 4. We're not going to be able to use another one here unless, no, it's not even worth it. So we'll get Latinen back out again for her final lap, and we're going to make another improvement with Michael Barras again, which would be amazing. Should we risk this one? 22%, just a 3, and we go up to 99%. We're almost there. So if we just use this one 0 to 5, we're going to get all the way to 100%. We can't actually get any higher. We've got the perfect setup. Achievement unlocked. That's the first time we've actually had the perfect setup here. So Michael Barras is going to be able to put in a massively quick lap here as we come around now to get this final qualifying lap underway. Latinen slower in the first sector. Michael Barras quicker in that first sector. He's really quick in the first sector as we saw last time out. Slower in the second, even though he's now got the perfect setup. Goes slower overall. 7/1000ths off his quickest lap. Turton gets close to him, 4/10, but nowhere near close to him. It's weird how we actually improved the setup by about 7/10 of a second over that first lap, but somehow we ended up about as slow, just as slow. Maybe there's like an upper limit that we reach that we can't go above. Maybe there's just an upper level that you can get to that you can't actually get past, just to make sure that we're not like a second ahead of the other cars. But anyway, we're going to get into the race here. So we're on pole position, Turton 2nd, Maya Latinen finished up in 5th place. So we'll just get into this. We're going to be on the medium tyres. I think this is an 18 lap race, so I think we're going to push from the off just to make sure we can hold on to 1st place. We might as well get pushing with Latinen as well. I think we should be able to easily do this race or 1 stop even if we're pushing. We do have the 2nd mechanic bonus here for Barras. All pit stops are 1 second quicker, and we're just going to work on the relationship still between the mechanic and Maya Latinen. So we're just going to push all out here from the off. Hopefully we can hold on to 1st place here. That would be amazing if we could go ahead and do this. Let's just zoom in a little. So Barras is off here. Hopefully we can stay ahead of Nazar and Turton here. We do have a much quicker car. It looks like, who is that? That is Nazar that has managed to make that past. It looks like we're under pressure as well. We've dropped down to 3rd place here. We're behind Turton as well. Not the best start. And Latinen, fighting with her teammate here, has managed to get past Barras as well. But Barras is coming back. We're going to have to turn down here as well because we're using a lot of fuel just pushing here. I think even in neutral and in medium, especially with Barras, we're going to be quick enough to hold on to the back of Nazar, and we've got that 2nd advantage in the pit stops in the pits as well. So if we can just sort of hold on to him, we should be quicker than him once he starts slowing down as well. We see we're starting to pull back that gap. 1.2 seconds now, 1.3. So if we can just sort of hold on to that, we're going to be able to beat him. We know we should have a much quicker car. Barras obviously a much quicker driver as well, so we're going to be able to push at some point. Maybe once we start setting up our pit stop. I think this can do, we can do another 7 laps it seems on this medium tyre, or is that 7 laps overall it seems, doesn't it? So if we can go far enough that we can get onto maybe that super hard tyre or even the hard tyre, we can easily 1 stop this race. It just depends what tyre we're going to be coming out on. As it is, we're at 54% on this tyre. We're using 10% per lap. So we can do another 5 laps after this one before we have to come into the pits. So there would be 8 laps left at that point. So it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get onto that hard tyre compound that we want to. Maya Latinen goes through her tyres a little bit quicker. So she's possibly, what's she doing at the moment, 28%. She's going to be coming around this lap. She's using 12% per lap. She might even need to come in this lap, although I'm going to go conserve with her just to make sure she can get around another lap. Although if she gets around this other lap as well, she's going to get slowed down by Barras, because they're both going to be coming into the pits pretty much on the same lap. So if she goes onto this super hard tyre now, gets her pit stop out of the way pretty early, she can get into the in and out of the pits here. So she's going to get into the pit. She's gone through her tyres pretty quickly, which is possibly down to that first lap where we were pushing the car all out. We're in about a second of NASA. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. And there we see Lattinen come into the pits for her first pit stop, 6.7 seconds. Not the best, not the slowest. And we've got Barras now fighting with NASA for this first place. They're a long way ahead of the rest of the cars. It looks like NASA has improved their car as well. So we're going to get into the pits. We've possibly gone a little bit too long here, but we can get on to this hard tyre now. We're possibly going to start falling away on this lap. So if we just switch back to conserve here, I'm thinking NASA's tyres are sort of running out as well, but not as much as ours. If we can just sort of keep pace with him into the pits, he's going another lap here, so he's going to start slowing down as well. So we might be able to push this tyre from the outset here. So if we get back into, it's 10% per lap here, so we should be able to run in attack mode for quite a while on this Grand Prix. We're stuck behind a couple of cars here that need to pit. Lattinen is a bit further down the order, down in 15th place. It looks like she's been held up by a few cars as well. So if we just switch to her, she's doing 7.1% per lap. I'll just keep her in neutral at the moment just to see where she gets to. Barras is currently second. He's a out in front of NASA, but NASA is on a quicker compound tyre. Whether he can make that go to the end of the Grand Prix, he possibly can, but we can just keep running in this full-on attack mode here. It looks like we might be able to get to the end of the Grand Prix doing that. Obviously, we do have to recover some fuel at some point. We might lose this lead to NASA because he's on a quicker compound tyre. He's really pushing us here. If we can keep hold of this, it would be really good, but I don't think we're going to be able to do it because we're going to have to recover this fuel at some point as well. But hopefully we can just keep going until NASA starts falling back, as we see that medium tyres already at the point where our super hard tyres are at, even though we've been pushing all out here. So we're going to have to recover at some point. We'll go into recovery mode now with Lattinen, get her done. It's only going to take a lap. Hopefully we can stay ahead of NASA whilst we're recovering this fuel. He's dropped back a second now, so we've sort of got the space we needed to try recover this fuel. And he's getting a little bit close now, so we're going to switch back to medium. There's a little bit of recovery still to do. We're all the way there with Lattinen, so we'll get her back into medium. And there we go, 3 laps remaining now. It looks like we've got a bit of room here. We've got a bit of room with Lattinen to get her back into attack mode. We're doing 10% here, so I'm guessing we're going to have to go back to neutral, maybe even low mode here. We've used a little bit of the tyre, too much of the tyre, but as we see, NASA's about the same level on this medium. He's going to have to push that tyre if he wants to get past us. So if we run out, he's going to run out as well. And the condition of Lattinen's car is down to 5% here. She's almost out on these tyres. Barras coming round now. This is going to be the last lap of the Grand Prix. It looks like we're going to make it 8% of the tyre. We should be able to get there before the tyre drops below 10%. Lattinen, meanwhile, she's got room to keep pushing here. But we do need to recover a little bit of fuel. But we don't need to turn the car down ourselves. We're going to recover that fuel anyway as this lap finishes. So there we go. First place. Did we keep it? Yes, we did. We just managed to hold on to first. Maya Lattinen is coming round in 9th place. Not too bad of a race from her. She's just here because she's a paid driver this season, obviously, and we don't really need the expertise of another 2.5 star rated driver to help us win this series. I think we can do it with the drivers we've got and then think about replacing Lattinen next season. She's just here to give us a money boost this season to do what we want to. We came first in the race, so we get an extra bit of money here. Lattinen 9th, as we know. And there we go, we get to see the podium. George Barras, that's his 2nd win this season, I think. Yes, it is. Michael Barras there. Only just a slight win there, considering how quick we were in qualifying from NASA. So there we go. We're 1 point in front of Stonebridge Speeders and quite a way in front of Jaeger RT, Archer BMR. A little bit further back than that as we switch over to drivers. Barras is quite a way in front now by 17 points, 2 wins this season. Melo in 2nd, even though he hasn't won a race. NASA, who seems to be up there, but he's currently in 4th place. But anyway, Fuzz Nation Racing made that look easy. Superb win. Just simulate the other championships here. Dieter Wechsler won that last Grand Prix. So if we look, Panther, the equivalent of Red Bull, winning the constructors, and the drivers, Dieter Wechsler, who is pretty much Sebastian Vettel, winning the drivers' championship at the moment. And here we go. I don't think there's going to be anything built here. We've got improvement points for both drivers. They're both not feeling happy anymore. I'm guessing that was a stat that only lasts for a race. We've got £1.2 million coming into the team as this game saves. So, you know, we're just going to hang on to the money for next season. Obviously, I think we've got the new build for the car coming up. We've finished another air freight bit here. So if we move back here now, does that say 2? It says insufficient assets. We need 2 of each of those. So what should we build next? I think we'll go for the dockyard. We'll start building that. And we'll return home. Next year's car development unlocked. So what do we do with the car development? Selecting the design focus is a one-time choice which will tell your engineers where to focus on next year's car. Power, a larger performance boost next season, the chassis, tyre wear stats and fuel efficiency, complexity. So I think if we're moving up a series, is the power gonna make a difference, or will we, as in the PC version of the game, if you move up a series you're automatically just put as the 9th best car? As we've seen this season, tyre wear is pretty important in trying to make the car last. Over the first race to the second race, where we had a little bit of improved tyre performance with the smoothness stat on Barras. What are we going to do? More car bonus tokens at the beginning of the season? What are car bonus tokens? Is that like the dilemmas that you get in the PC version? I think we're just going to play nice and safe for this first one. We're going to go chassis. We'll go with the chassis. And what is this? We got 75 points that we get from the things estimated being competent next season. What do we do? Put £1 million to the car would put us as a challenger. I don't think we want to put £2 million into the car, so we'll just stick with $1 million here. I'm guessing we can keep adding to this as the season goes on. So if we confirm investment there, we're spending $1 million on next year's car. Johnny Race just upped our R&D budget. We'd be able to buy so much new equipment now. And there we go. So I'm guessing that is all we do with next year's car. We've got the HQ upgrade complete, which will be the hospitality tent. So we unlock that 6th sponsor slot now. And there's just more confirmations of the HQ upgrade. So we've done it, but there's nothing there yet. So hopefully we're going to get something done by that. We've got the next race is going to be Milan, but there's an invitational event there. So I'm guessing we're going to be back with whatever an invitational event is in the next episode. I'm guessing that's what we're going to be concentrating on. I'm guessing we're not going to get an actual season race done. But anyway, if we come in to spend points here, we can... What should we spend points on? We'll do braking here. We'll just confirm that. And we've got some points to spend on Mia Lattinen here as well. We're going to go cornering for her. And yeah, we've got a contract expiring. Who's expiring? Is it one of the race mechanics? His contract's expiring, but we'll go over that in the next episode. So we'll just quickly save this game before we exit this video, just to make sure I know I've done it. And we've got a new upgrade available there. So what can we actually do here? What's that unlocked further down the line? We can build HQ Tour Centre. Unlocks £200,000 per race, but will cost $2 million to... Keep getting confused between dollars and pounds. It says dollars here. And we've got a logistics HQ. Can target 1 additional node in the supplier network. So this one would be worth it over the long term. Obviously we don't quite have the money for that. Well, we do sort of, but I don't want to spend that much money on it at the moment. Don't really want to upgrade the car this round, so we're just going to leave that as well. But anyway, that is it for another episode of this Motorsport Manager 3 career. We will be back. It says Milan up there in the top corner, but I'm guessing we're just going to be back for the Invitational next time out, whatever the Invitational is here. And we'll be hiring a new staff member as well, it looks like, and might think about building something else for the car, but I don't really want to since we're so far ahead. But if we're getting a bit close to, we're only winning the championship by 1 point at the moment, although we should be able to extend that. But maybe we might get another front wing build done. Just have to think about that in the interim. But anyway, that is it for this video. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all the usual stuff down below. But until next time, I will see you down the road for the next race, and goodbye.